Are you guys amazed? I mean, we're all kind of a similar age group in here, right? I mean, there's not too many people that are really on the way young side. There's a few, but they don't count. And are you guys really surprised that we all made it to adulthood? Right?
Oh, yeah.
Think about our childhoods. Nowadays, kids are coddled, and they wear a helmet, they're padded for everything, they're in these car restraints. What I love is this. My granddaughter is 9 years old and still has to sit on a booster seat.
I know.
I think Asians are going to be stuck until death in booster seats. There's like a weight limit, that I think exceeds the age limit, and pretty soon we're going to see every Asian that's going to be like, buy a Hyundai and get a free booster seat, right? So, people are coddled. The kids nowadays, they're way more coddled than we were. I mean, think back. Our seat restraint, our child restraint was this. Remember, Mom? Right? She'd slam on the brakes and go like this. And she always would hit me in the chest. And I thought, God dang it, I'm never going to get boobs. She's going to like stop the growth, or they're going to like swell up like, watermelons. Thank God. Thank God for Mom and that child restraint. But do you remember the first car seats? You guys remember those? They clipped on the back of the front seat. Remember? And they clipped on, and then they had a fake steering wheel. Don't you wonder how many kids spent the rest of their life with like a fake imprint of a steering wheel because of those damn car seats? And you know that if you really hit the brakes, because the clip was about the size of my thumb, if they hit the brakes, probably those things just went boom, like torpedoes right through the front windshield, don't you know? And then what I love too, do you remember you go on a family trip, and we would always come home late Sunday night after seeing the relatives, and depending on the pecking order and how many children, one kid would lay across the back windshield, whatever you call that. Remember? You'd lay up there, and they didn't even have like the headrest nowadays that would at least hold you up there if you hit the brakes. I mean, you were just going to go. And then you had the kid with the most seniority got the whole seat, and then the youngest kid, we got the floor, but you had the big bump from like the drive shaft or drive chain, or I don't know. And you tried to build it up with like, your little whatevers and lay there on the lump. But I always thought, if you hit the brakes, and if you had a baby in the front seat and the child, car seat they did have, I don't know who would have hit the windshield first, the kid on the back windshield or the kid from the car seat, or if they would collide and both go through at the same time. I don't know, but it's amazing we're alive. And another great one was, remember, my aunt had a Volkswagen. Now, my Aunt Pat was drunk most of the time. A lot of alcoholism in the family. And Aunt Pat drove around drunk, but, you didn't think much about it. It was just Aunt Pat just drank when she got up in the morning. She didn't drink when she slept, usually. But when she got up in the morning, she did. And she would take us to the store every day. It was a good gig when I visited my cousin, because my allowance was 50 cents a week. My cousin got $5 a day at the grocery store. And my aunt took us to the grocery store every day. She shopped every day because she ran out of booze. And so we would go to the grocery store, and the comic books. See, I was not allowed to buy comic books, even if it was my own money, because that was trash, according to my mom. Captain Book, we weren't allowed comic books, only real books. And so my cousin got, the comic books didn't count toward her $5 a day, so every new comic book Archie or she bought, and that was fun. So I would go read like a year's worth of comic books. They would literally be like stacks like this. I would get to read them for the whole 2 weeks I stayed. So $5 we got to spend a day. Oh my God, that was like going to frickin' Nordstrom's free, But on the way, she had a Volkswagen convertible. And I don't know if you guys remember this, right behind the front seat there was like a little ditch, okay? And it was like this wide, this long. And my cousin and I would sit in it, facing each other with our knees up, to go to the store. While Aunt Pat was drunk, driving. If we had hit a P on the road, I'm sure we would have just gone, boom! I mean, we were higher than the whole car by 3 feet. And that was okay back then, You had to have no common sense to raise your children. None. Children were more expendable. I don't know if we just kept having them, we didn't have birth control. It didn't matter. You run out of a few, just have more. But I don't know how we live.